Former President Donald Trump hot on the campaign trail the last few days following a not guilty plea on federal charges earlier this week. He spoke at a GOP event in South Carolina last night about some of those charges he's facing.
And it is an outrageous criminalization of political speech. They're trying to make it illegal to question the results of an election.
Joining me now is Todd from NBC's Meet the Press. Chuck, good morning.
Good morning.
In the last few days, former President Donald Trump has spoken at events hosted by the Republican Party in Alabama and in South Carolina, and each time he is indicted, he goes up in the polls. And now we're on watch for more potential indictments out of Fulton County here in Georgia. What kind of effect are these indictments really having on the primary race? I mean, they aren't affecting him like they would almost anybody else.
They seem to be having more of an impact on everybody else running than him, meaning the other campaigns are paralyzed. They don't know, do they go after him for this? Do they not? They try to dabble. They know voters like him. He's conditioned the voters to think that any attack on him is just politics, not to pay attention to any of it. I mean, in that sense, he's been conditioning his voters on this for 8 years. And it really, what you've seen, it's his opponents are not sure what to do. They know these indictments turn off swing voters. It's clear his negatives are way too high to win a general election under normal circumstances. And so the question I have is at what point do his top rivals, right? We know the sort of the bottom dwellers, they kind of have nothing to lose when you're sitting at 1%, so they take shots at Trump. But it's the DeSantis, the Tim Scotts, what are they going to do? Because if they don't go after him over this stuff and end up defending him, all they do is actually, I think, help him gain more support in the primary. So that's, I think, the dynamic to watch for over the next couple of months.
You have John Lauro on the show today, Mr. Trump's criminal defense attorney. And earlier this week, he basically admitted to something that Trump is accused of in this new indictment. Do you think he'll try and walk that back today? Or do you think maybe he's setting the stage for Trump to testify?
Well, that's the great question. Is he really going to, in order to, for instance, in order to make the case, if he wants to make the case he was simply listening to lawyers and he had no reason to believe anything he was asking folks to do was somehow illegal because his lawyers told him it was legal, he's going to have to testify. He can't just allege it. He's going to have to testify. Do they want him cross-examined? We've seen him in depositions. He does not make a good impression on a deposition. He's very defensive whenever you ask him questions he doesn't like. So, look, in order to make that defense, they have to put him on the stand. I just don't think you're ever going to see Donald Trump on a witness stand. I don't.
All right, Chuck, thank you so much. Meet the Press airs at 10, right after 11 Alive, Weekend Morning News. And we are watching closely as we wait for potential indictments to be handed down here in Fulton County. For our full coverage on the investigation, head to 11alive.com. Melissa.